All right, so Rich and I are here again talking about why the Redskins are garbage. Part 4. We ought to just call them episodes. Let's just have a whole season. YouTube under contract. YouTube has Redskins Nation has ordered 4 seasons. 30 episodes a season to premiere on iPod, iTunes, podcasts, whatever, to talk about why the Redskins lose all the time, and even when they win, it's ugly. There's never been a game where the Redskins have won where it wasn't like what they call it, heart attack, or how do they call it? Cliffhanger. Interesting. Drama. Because the Redskins always find a way to squander a lead if they have it. They go into prevent defense when they have a 3-point lead at the beginning of the second half. And so let's talk about the New England game. Let's talk about the New England game and a little bit about the previous week's game. Okay, so basically what the Redskins did, and Rich knows the one player that I make fun of more than anybody on the Redskins is right tackle Morgan Moses. And
got that right.
Morgan Moses is unbelievably terrible offensive lineman. He is absolutely a nightmare, horrible offensive lineman who, by the way, the Redskins gave a lucrative multi-year contract to at the end of the year before last, and he repaid them by being the most penalized player in the NFL. Not the most penalized offensive lineman, not the most penalized offensive player. He was the most penalized player in the entire league right after they signed into this lucrative contract extension, which I believe put him in the top 5 pay-wise as far as all offensive linemen is concerned. So, but before I begin on Morgan Moses, let's talk about the New England. Let's talk about the debacle against the Giants first, just as a kind of a way to illustrate the way that this team makes decisions. Okay, having spoken about Morgan Moses and how terrible he is, the Redskins, Jay Gruden announced before the Giants game that Dwayne Haskins was not ready to play. But yet they put him in there anyway after benching Case Keenum because he threw 1 interception and had 2 overthrown passes. Rich, does it make sense? Have you ever heard of a quarterback being benched because he threw 1 interception and overthrew 2 other players?
I doubt that very much.
Okay, so why do you bench a quarterback because he threw 1 interception and 2 incompletions in lieu of a rookie quarterback who you said wasn't ready to play? Again, you said this. You said to the media, Jay Gruden, that Dwayne Haskins was not ready to play. But yet you go and bench a quarterback who threw an interception, 1 interception, and overthrew 2 other players. Well, that's a horrible half. Heck, that's nothing compared to what your other quarterbacks in previous years have done. And you put him on the bench in lieu of a guy who you said 4 days earlier isn't ready to play. Again, you guys who are listening to these casts are shaking your head. Because the person that you should have benched, if you saw the highlights of the game, is Morgan Moses, who can't block anybody. Why didn't you first bench Morgan Moses in favor of Jerron Christian, at least give him a chance? But you take the quarterback is not the problem. Nobody can be a successful QB behind that offensive line. And I don't play favorites here. You look, They drafted Wes Martin and Ross Piersbacher. Okay, the center, Rollier, and Sheriff were out with injury. With this wonderful Bill Callahan as their offensive line coach. Well, yeah, he did some really good things with the Cowboys. What's he done with the Redskins so far? This offensive line has got awful terrible. Okay? So, Wes Martin comes in, Ross Piersbacher, Alabama, comes in, and both of them play horribly. Why? Because everything that comes to Washington dies because Dan Snyder has created a culture of mediocrity. Okay? The person who should have been benched for this game at the half should have been Morgan Moses. Okay? And put Jerron Christian in. Let him try to play right tackle. Right? So they bring in Dwayne Haskins, who they rightly said isn't ready to play. And he throws 3 picks, one of them for a touchdown. Again, I asked the question, what are these people thinking? They have their heads so far up their rear ends, they don't know whether the sun's coming up or down or not. And then Jay Gruden makes the following comment about the New England game. Well, you know, it really doesn't matter which one of these 3 quarterbacks starts on Sunday against New England. You know what? That's actually right. That's right. It doesn't matter whether Colt McCoy starts or Case Keenum starts or Dwayne Haskins starts because you're going to lose regardless. And whoever is out there is going to get creamed. Right? If anything, I'm not a Haskins fan. I don't think they should have picked him in the first place. He could have easily been a 3rd-round pick. Why did the Redskins take him at pick 15? Redskins Nation? Rich? Because they don't know what they're doing. Right? Whenever I make a comment about their incompetence, and I say, why? You say, because they don't know what they're doing. Okay, next time, that's what you say. Okay. So, Rich is a pothead and a drunk, and he doesn't always even know what day it is.
Yeah.
No, Rich isn't a pothead, but he is a drunk. Okay, so, Jay Gruden is right. It doesn't matter which quarterback starts this week, and if he was honest, he would say, because this team is garbage anyway, we're going to lose regardless of who's behind center. That's what he really means. So, having said all that, everybody knows these 3 things are true. Okay. What's today? Wednesday?
Yes.
So what's tomorrow?
Thursday.
Is there any doubt tomorrow is going to be Thursday?
No way.
No way. And when is it going to become Thursday? What time?
12:01.
12:01. Is true or false, Rich? Is water dry or is it wet?
Wet.
Okay, so we know tomorrow's Thursday. We know water's wet. And the sky is blue, right? Because we have like 8 or 9 different layers to the Earth's atmosphere. Each one of them is a certain color. And when they bring them all together, it looks what?
Blue.
Blue. So the sky is blue. Water is wet. Tomorrow's Thursday, and the Redskins are going to get their butts kicked in by the Patriots on Sunday. Right?
That's a given.
And we can't wager any money on it because nobody in their right mind is going to bet more than 50 cents on the Redskins versus the Patriots on Saturday. So, it's a lose-lose this weekend. Right?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, you got it.
So, and we can also expect this. Do you think that Tom Brady is saying, okay, this next matchup is horrible, so I'm just going to take the week off and not worry about it? Oh, no. Tom Brady and the Patriots, the reason why they win is because they show all their opponents respect. Tom Brady is studying for this game, and Bill Belichick is preparing the way they would for any other opponent. So, if you're making a wager on this game, here's how you do it. You got to go with variables within the game. And unless, and I don't remember the Patriots ever being merciful, unless they decide to just go easy on Washington, I predict a wide margin of victory. I'm going to guess that the Patriots hang up a 55 burger on the Redskins, and the Redskins may not score at all, if maybe score a field goal. And the Redskins will only score a field goal if somehow Brady gets a little lackadaisical when they're up 42-0. Oh, by the way, the game's over with at the half. So whatever wager you make, you're going to be safe at the half. If Brady gets a little lackadaisical, throws a pick, or a ball gets tipped and the Redskins catch it, or they get a fumble recovery deep in the Patriots' end, and I don't care if we're on the 10-yard line, they will not move the ball forward. If anything, the quarterback will be so absent-minded that he'll probably take a 20-yard sack and be out of field goal range. But if the Redskins get a fumble recovery on the Patriots' 10-yard line, after not moving the ball at all, over 3 plays, they kick a 30-yard field goal and get on the board. That's how the Redskins score. Does that sound pretty sad?
Very.
Very sad. Very sad. Very sad. So, let me think if there's anything else that I want to include. So, basically, in other words, Brady and Belichick are going to pick the Redskins apart. And you know what? I think Brady's a decent guy. And you know what I think his motivation is? I think Brady and Belichick know why the Redskins have their problems. And I think that Brady will run up the score in order to increase pressure on the Redskins fans, increase their motivation to get rid of this owner and bring in somebody who can actually hire the right people to build a decent team. And there's guys on this team that I would keep. There's guys in this team that I would keep. Let me see if I can think of 10 guys. 10 guys I would get rid of right now and sign guys off the practice squads of the good teams in the NFL and start them this Sunday. Okay? Let me tell you who I would get rid of right now. First, Josh Norman. Okay? Monte Nicholson. And I actually wouldn't need to replace Monte Nicholson with someone from another team because they have a very good safety on the roster who they won't let play named Troy Apke, who's a great player. Okay, let me continue on with this. Who else would I get rid of? I would get rid of Montez Sweat. I would get rid of, although he is a good guy from a great college, he is not good at the position the Redskins are using him for, Ryan Anderson. Maybe we move to the offensive side of the ball for the other, what is it? Did I say 10 guys? I need 6 more. Okay, that's easy. Morgan Moses. I would get rid of Eric Flowers. I would get rid of Jordan Reed, Vernon Davis, and Jeremy Sprinkle. And I would cut Dwayne Haskins. Because I really, honestly do not believe Dwayne Haskins will ever be a decent NFL quarterback. It's my opinion, but I just know a little bit about quarterbacks, and I'm telling you, I do not believe in Dwayne Haskins at all, period. Especially not with this sorry, pathetic, stupid burger football team. So, all that having been said, that's been 14 minutes. Time to cut her off.